time trying it this year. It's the 1st of December and I'm going to do Vlogmas. I've never done this before. I remember I said last year I want to do it. But yeah, I'm kind of scared because to upload a video every day is not the easiest thing, and you kind of run out of ideas. And I know in the beginning I uploaded like every day and sometimes twice a day. But yeah, let's see if we can do this. Today's video is going to be a random one, and then we're starting on a cool series on the Silverback Stratus CF1. It's a very nice bike and there's kind of a nice story behind it. But for yeah, today's video will just be an average one, and there will be a few average and normal videos. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into Vlogmas. Alright, so the 4 tools, actually 3, but in some cases you do need this. As you guys saw, I couldn't get this thing to turn in nicely. Now, the 4 tools we'll need is your number 8 Allen key. This is the crank puller. It's actually just like you saw, it screws in there and then it pushes off the crank with that part there. We'll need our BB removal tool. Like I said, just a big shifting or number 20 spanner, or the size that fits onto your tool there, just to be able to remove the crank. Now, the one thing you need to remember, you can see how dirty it is inside there. This is one of the things that if you don't clean it properly, then you're going to clean your BB, you're going to re-grease it, and if you put it back there, it'll make the same grinding. Well, I won't say grinding, but you can hear it when you start pedaling, and then you've done all that work for nothing. So make sure that you clean inside the frame super good. I've sprayed some rust off and some degreasers and so on inside there to make sure that it's super clean when I'm done. And as soon as I've cleaned this, then we'll start putting back the BB. I'll show you guys what BB it is. It's an Octalink, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, you guys can see that's nice and clean. And now what we're going to do is, I'm not the biggest fan of these BBs. A lot of people are, I'm not. This is an Octalink BB. In other words, it's got 8 little slots there where your crank slides onto. Now this thing is very dirty, so I'm quickly going to clean this, and then make sure you clean the whole thing very nicely, and then you have to clean inside there as well. And then we're going to use some nice red rubber grease to seal this off from the weather. We're going to put this back, torque it down nicely, and then we'll see if the sound that we had on this is gone. And then today definitely I'll do some motivation for you guys. Alright, so the BB is in, we re-greased it, and what we usually do is, and that's the sound that the clients complained about, if you take this crank arm down to the bottom, you just give it a nice push, it made a clicking noise, and then when you went to the other side and put this one down, it did it again. Just hold that there. So it's quiet now. And what we do is we literally just grease that and make sure everything's nice and clean, make sure it's nice and torqued down. Now this thing doesn't have a specific torque setting. We usually just tighten those things as good as we can. Now the one thing you need to remember with this Octalink specifically, and we need to put some grease on there, otherwise it will make that clicking noise and it won't pull into the space that it should. I think the best way I can explain it to you guys, let me just get a stand for this quickly, then I'll show you. What I'm going to try to explain is, if you just pull this metal on metal, it won't seed into the BB as good as it does if you put some lubrication or then the grease on there. So this tightens a lot further than just metal on metal. So that's the main thing. Just remember, you clean that very nicely inside, make sure all the grooves are clean, put new grease in there, tighten it, and that's basically just a nice little bike. We just serviced the BB. Like I said, not all the videos will be super cool and informative, but yeah, that's just a quick Octalink BB service. Now let's do some motivation. Now I hope I'm going to be able to do motivation every day or on all of the videos. And sometimes when I feel demotivated or not encouraged for the day, and what I usually do is I just take my phone and I put in motivational quotes, and then I usually get something that either inspires me or it don't. So I'm going to read something to you guys that in the situation that I'm in at the moment actually gave me a bit of encouragement and just another way at looking at things that I'm going through. And this is something Michael Jordan said. He said, obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. And that's what happens most of the times. We've got this normal routine and a normal way of doing life. And then when something happens, it stresses us out because we don't know what to do with it. And then usually we just give up and say, oh, life is so unfair and because this happened to me. So I want to encourage you guys, find a way to make a new plan to get over your wall or work around it or maybe go through it. It's not always easy and we don't always understand why we hit that wall. But I've learned over the years that when we look back, and we usually do, we've made it through that wall, we've been able to climb over it. So I want to encourage you guys, just be strong, continue pushing forward, continue making plans. The other day I usually, if my wife asks me something, I'll say, no, I'll make a plan, don't worry, I'll make a plan. And then I said, I'm so tired of making plans. But as long as your plans never stop making plans, you'll always look back and say, we've made it. And maybe just one of those plans are the one that gets you through or get you to success. So guys, be strong, stay safe. Thanks for all the support. The channel's really doing well. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification. Tomorrow's video, I'm starting with the Silverback Strata CF1. Like I said, a very nice bike, and then I'll do the whole series on servicing the bike, the parts that are warranted on that. And that's, like I said, there's a few things that you need to know if you own a Stratos range bike. If it's the AL bike, the CF bike, there's a few things you need to know on that. So enjoy, stay safe, and never say never. Cheers. Alright, so we're off to this bike now. We're going to start by doing a review on this bike, and then what I'll do is I'm going to get into servicing the bike, but we're going to do a full nuts and bolt service. So this thing will be stripped completely. So if you guys will be interested in that, remember to stay tuned to the channel, hit the bell notification if you haven't yet subscribed, and enjoy the ride on me with this bike. I think it's going to be a super cool little season or series that we're going to do with this. Very nice bike. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure you guys will like the content we're going to create to this bike. So yeah, let's get into this video then as well.